Hi guys, welcome to Coin Homeland. We're doing our weekly forecast again. When you go to trade, what you do first is you look at the VSA market scanner. You can see this one right here. What's going on here? Friday, New York session, kind of the end of the day. So you look at the JPY is very strong. So what you want to do is you want to benefit from this strong JPY. So you make profit in the JPY. Okay. Then you look at here what's going on. Canadian is very weak. Okay. So if you go and you see something like JPY and you sell this one. Okay, what happened is you make profit from a weak Canadian. Okay, so you make money from this one. At the same time, you make money from strong Japanese yen. Okay, so instead of benefiting from a strong currency just against another strong currency or against weak, like medium currency, you benefit from a very strong currency against something very weak. This will give you what we call it super trend. Super trend is when you have one currency very strong and the other one is very weak. It's like two boxers going to the ring. One of them is a big muscle guy, is very strong, and the other one is very weak. So you basically simply who's going to win this one. Of course, the big strong guy is gonna win, unless something goes wrong in the ring. But in our trading here, we know the Japanese yen is very strong, Canadian is very weak. So be the best choice right now to go and look at the Japanese yen against Canadian, which is going to be Canadian Japanese yen pair, and you short this one. The same applies for Australian, the second one here. Australian is really weak today, okay? So if this is going down, I want to benefit from this, so I'm going to sell this one. Would I sell it against, I, let's say Australian, I sell it against CAD or I sell it against Japanese yen? Of course, if I go and trade against Canadian, Australian is very weak and Canadian is very weak. This is going to be a waste of time and money. So don't go and trade this one Australian Canadian now. This is going to be range in market, okay? What you do is you trade Australian against Japanese yen, okay? The same, so you always want to see what is the strongest here against what's the weak or 2 weeks, and you trade those two against each other. If you trade those two against each other, let's say CHF JPY, it may be ranging, it depends. So you may get range, it depends how strong Japanese yen against how strong CHF, okay? Or if it's going to be going down, CHF JPY going down is going to be slightly, it's not as much as Canadian Japanese yen is going to be crash. So basically this will be a much better choice. The same thing if you go and you trade something like New Zealand or pound against dollar now. The dollar is slightly stronger than the pound, so maybe just going down slightly. This is not a very strong trend. This is just ranging, so this is not the best choice. But if let's say you trade Australian against CHF, yeah, this is very weak and this is very strong, then this will be a good AUD CHF. This will be a good trade to take, going down. You guys get the point? So you don't want to trade those two. You don't want to trade those two. What I mean is the middle and they close to each other. You don't want to trade those two against each other. What you want to trade is always the first two against the first ones right here. Okay, so the first two from this side against the last two from this side. You trade these ones. So you have almost four pairs. This one against that one, then the same one against this one. Then from the other side, you can trade this one against Australian, Japanese yen against Canadian. So actually you have four choices and this will give you a very strong trend. Then you avoid the range of market and that's how you can make money in this market, okay? This is one of the best systems you can find in the market. Also, we provide VSA power meter here. So if you look at this one, you can see euro dollar, okay? It's giving you if it's a buy or a sell right now. The strength of the buy is 5.6, the strength of the sell is 5. So it's the delta is 0.4, but the signal is going down. So basically, euro dollar is kind of ranging a little bit because this number is not too big. Okay, this number is not too big right now. What's going on to be big is Australian Japanese yen. If you guys remember, I just said Australian Japanese yen is a good sell. Look at the delta. The buying strength is 2.3 and the selling strength is 7.7. So the sellers are just, in big advantage over the buyers. And this Australian Japanese yen is going to be dropping like crazy. Another one is like Canadian CHF. We have said the Canadian is actually very weak. See, the difference is 4.7 minus, and the signal is down. So this is very good. Okay, this will give you what's going on in the market. Let's say something like Euro CHF. Don't trade this one. Why? Because if the delta is like in the range, so let's say that's the delta, okay? And let's say here -5, here's +5. If something is going to be like this is a very good sell. Take it. If something is going to be like this is a very good buy. Take it, okay? If you come here at the 0 and you go from, let's say, -1 to 1, try to avoid this one because most likely it's going to be ranging market, okay? Ranging. So what we want to catch is something very strong against something very, very weak. We have provided the VSA market scanner with the 2 layers, so to help you guys finding out what's going on in the market, okay? This is a really helpful tools, very, very good. You can make money with it, okay? Go on to the chart. This trend analyzer, so basically also you can get from FX market strategy. It will scan the market just like here and tells you what's going on. How to understand this one? Let's say something like here. If you focus in the euro dollar, you want to know what's going on. So basically the euro dollar in a downtrend in the daily and weekly and monthly, okay? But recently, in the between the 15-minute to H4, it did have a correction. So how I can read this? The euro dollar was going down like this, then it did have a little bit of correction and just recently start falling. So actually I can draw the bigger chart from this here. What's going on? So in the weekly and daily and monthly is going down, in the 4 hour and 1 hour and half hour and 15 minutes start going back up. But just recently, very recent, between the M1 and M5 start coming down, okay? So basically, possibly this is just a small correction, wait to finish, then buy it again later. Looking at the dollar index, guys, the dollar index is just dropping like crazy recently. We know it did hit like very close to 110, but it didn't reach 110. We know all the interest rate did boost the dollar. So what's going on right here? So the scenario is we don't want to buy the dollar at all, okay? However, after this drop, this is a this is the bigger analysis, guys. If you look at this is the bigger analysis for the dollar. Eventually, the dollar is gonna come down all the way here, okay, to this level. Okay, guys. So, but it's gonna take a little bit of time. So basically, what's happening here? The dollar dropped big time from here. I think this change in direction is not gonna go back here. The dollar is not gonna go back to 110. I don't think it's going to happen. So this is not just a correction. This is a reverse. Okay, so what's happening right now, the dollar may be just because investors are gonna be worried about the 27th meeting. So what's gonna happen is this just gonna keep crawling right here, just reach this level, okay? And the first half hour of the meeting, in the Fed's meeting, then the dollar is gonna continue rally, then afterwards it's just gonna drop again. So the plan right now is the dollar to continue rising to here, to this level right here, and from there, then it's just gonna start to dropping like crazy. So guys, as we said, the expectation now for the dollar index is to continue rising from the rate hike coming, the 75 base point rate hike coming. So this should not worry you. It's just gonna fly up to here to the same level right here, a little bit less, a little bit more, and from here, anybody's going to continue to buy. This is going to be a bull trap. I'm telling you from now, this is going to be a bull trap. Don't be stuck in anything like that, okay? Because this is afterwards is gonna drop like crazy, okay? It's just gonna crash like crazy. So what's gonna happen is just a wave up, bull trap. A lot of people are gonna get stuck in this one, thinking it's gonna go up here and break and go into 120. This is not gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna go up here, break this level. It's not gonna even break this level, okay? And from here, it's a sell. This is very important to understand. The euro index, what's gonna happen here? Just maybe a small down. Afterwards, we do expect an up wave to this level right here. Okay, guys. So this is the way right now. Small wave down, then one wave up here, like that. This is a euro index. Pound index, the same scenario. So what we expect is just this to come down here to this test this level only. Okay, and from here, this is gonna fly up. This is going to fly up here. Possibly we go all the way here. We know in the UK there is election and stuff going on after Mr. Johnson resigned. So this is just a small pressure in the pounds coming. Then from here, this is a buy. It may reach this level. It may be a little bit less. It doesn't matter. But from this area, only a buy. Okay. The franc index, we know Switzerland Central Bank did increase interest rate. Very surprising because they always wanted negative interest rate. They complain too much about inflation not picking up, just like Japan. have a problem with inflation. Okay, so what's happening is we do expect this just to go up a little bit here. Is not gonna reach the same level. It's gonna be less, make a lower high, and from here this is gonna start dropping. Okay, this is going to be a very good sell, but there is one more candle to the upside or two more candles coming. Japanese yen, JPY bears. This is the, let's say this is going to be like a USD JPY. So this is not the Japanese yen index. This is the bear dividing the Japanese yen index. So basically, if you're looking at right now, you're looking, let's say USD JPY. This is Japanese yen index. What we do expect is this to continue coming down, guys, like crazy all the way. However, the interest rate for Japan is still in the negative territory. The yields is very tight. This will not, very perfect for investors to go actually take their money from any currency and put in Japanese yen. But seems like the central bank of Japan is actually didn't like too much of the Japanese yen to be very weak. So it looks like they started to act. You can see they always act from the same level. They always act from the same level right here. They have a limit. They have a limit and this support level. So at least we want to come all the way down here. A lot later on we can break it, but at least we need to come down here. Okay, so very weak Japanese yen is not good for small and medium companies. Australian, so what's the plan for Australian index? If you guys look at this one, so what we want to see is just this dropping right here. Okay, from this area here, this level, this is going to be a very good buy. Can you sell this? Yes, you can sell this one. Against what? Maybe against something like dollar, possibly, but just a quick and make sure you get out because this is going to be, let's say, 100 bips down, then 200 bips up. This is how it's gonna look like. So basically, from the fear of the rate hike, how it's gonna affect the market, this is gonna make a drop. Then Mr. Powell is gonna come and wear our Superman shirt and say the American economy is very good, our unemployment is very good, and the is just gonna give heads up how much they're going to tighten about the inflation. The most important point, guys, the inflation start coming down. So inflation is gonna come down. I'm telling you from now. Okay, so this inflation reading for this month, either the top, the peak, or the next month, and that's it. So inflation was going like this. We are here. So this month or next month is the peak, and inflation is gonna come down. This is gonna give so much hope in the market that inflation problem is gonna come down. So basically, there is no need to tighten much more. Okay, so there is no need to go for rates too high. So simply, this is very positive for the stocks, okay? And the stocks are gonna just rally, indices are gonna rally, also crypto market is gonna rally. So this is the scenario right now. The key is inflation, okay guys? So inflation is down, then life is beautiful. And that's gonna happen either this month or next month. So the reading for the inflation, you must keep the eye on this reading because it's just gonna shake the market, okay? New Zealand index, the same scenario. So we are here. Okay, just a small down and bang up big time. This is gonna fly up later on. Okay, inflation in New Zealand was really high, hit over 32 years. The Canadian index under a low pressure, and this pressure is going to continue. Why? Okay, why? Of course, I love Canada. Okay, guys. Why Canadian index is gonna continue coming down? Because oil is gonna come down. The oil is gonna go to 70. US crude is going to 70. Okay, it's peaking right now in the summer for this range of prices. Now we know it went 127 from the war, but now it's trading just slightly above 95. It dropped to 93 today. So this is gonna come down all the way to 70. And this is gonna bring the Canadian index down with it. So Canadian is a very good opportunity to sell Canadian, guys. Dow. The Dow, as you can see, it did bounce here, okay? It did bounce here. So we have, this is a higher low. It did kind of make slightly higher high, slightly. It starts coming back down. What's the scenario right now is we don't want to sell it. Wait, this will drop a little bit more, okay, with the interest rate. Then from, let's say, 31,000 to 31,200, you want to buy this. Okay, guys, you want to buy this level. This level, I think, is very good. Always buy it when it bounces in the way back up, okay? Just don't go buy blindly. So from here, if we buy this one, I think we have a chance to go to 32,500, okay? So we're talking about between 31 to 32, about 2,500 points in Dow Jones, guys. This is a very good investment, a very good investment. So the plan right now, don't sell this one, okay? If you want to sell scalping is a different story, but don't invest in too much in it. Then wait from here. This is going to be a very, very good buy, especially if you hear that inflation numbers dropped. This means the inflation has peaked. Investors are gonna go crazy because inflation has peaked, and this is going to be a very good risk on mode, and that Dow Jones are gonna fly, stocks is gonna fly, crypto is gonna fly. Okay, guys. So this is the scenario right now for the Dow Jones. Okay. Next year is Nasdaq is the same scenario. So what you want to do? This is a half-hour time frame. You want to wait to this level right here, maximum this level. So between 12,000 to 11,700. Okay, you can sell this one, yeah, you can sell this one, okay? So we want to wait for this to drop, small correction drop. And between this level and this level, we only want to buy, only buy from here, okay? There's no more selling. Once you reach here, you make sure you take your profit. That's it. 11,700. I don't think we're not gonna touch it again. Okay, now we are 12, almost 350. So I have a sell position right here, waiting for this one to drop a little more, close it, and between 11,700 to 12,000, I'm buying from this level. Okay, guys, so this is the way to go. That's the same situation right here. We want to only buy. We have a very, you guys can download the Aqua trading system. Very, very good if you trade indices. Gives you a very good signal, very strong. It's color coded. You can see all these candles are red. Okay, it's just a small correction, continue red. All this are just green because it's in the upside. It helps, and if you use it in a smaller time frame, it gives you a very good signal also. So it's, you can use it, in any time frame you wish. You can see this was a very, very good signal right here, like this small correction, very, very good signal right here, and stuff like that. So if we go back to our 4-hour, let's say, time frame, what's happening here is you want to wait to test this level again, and possibly for liquidity and stop loss hunters, what's gonna happen is they're just gonna drag it a little bit below, let's say 100 points below. From here, you want to only buy. Okay, guys. So if you want to take this as a sell, just make sure you are a little bit safe. Then you take this buy right here. This is going to be a very good one. So if you want to put, let's say, a buy limit 100 pips or 100 points below this, let's say put it at 12,850. Okay, buy limit here, buy limit. Okay, this is expected to be the bottom, and it bounces from there. Okay, just around this area. Okay, guys, so this is the plan to go for the DAX, dropping, then from here bouncing back up. Don't be stuck in any more sell here, because this is going to be a big bear trap for sellers who are gonna get squished here. Oil is just to drop into 70. Okay, crude oil only 70, guys. We are going to 70. Okay, right there. Okay, guys, so this is downtrend. You can see down, correction, down, correction, down, correction, and just going down. How far this is gonna go? This is gonna go to 88 and actually break it down to 86 right here. Okay, so we have about 800 points to drop in oil. Oil, guys, is going 70. Okay, only sell, never buy. Okay, I think this is very clear. Every high you want to sell, every high you want to sell, every high you want to sell, every high you want to sell. Okay, so this is easy money. This is easy money. You sell here, you put your stop loss above here, and you add more trades. When a trade is successful, you don't close it and you be stuck with your losing trade. This is a mistake. When the trade is successful, you add to it. When the trade is not successful, you don't add to it. Okay, try to get rid of it. Accept a small loss, accept a near loss, and invest in your successful trades. Brent is the same scenario, going down. Okay, gold, what the scenario is gold, guys? Gold is gonna drop to almost, let's say, 1670, and that's it. Maybe 1650 as maximum. I don't even think it's gonna reach. This is too much. So the gold has one more wave to come down, just like this. It's just gonna break this low, okay, and it's just gonna fly up, and I think that's it. This is the bottom for the gold. I don't think it's gonna go any further. I don't think it's gonna come back down here again. Okay. So what you want to do is, if you want to, scalp sell here, watch out in the MACD. We start getting a buy signal right here, guys, in the MACD. So this coming back down is just, a retest of this bottom, fundamentally, because the rate hike and the strength of the dollar index, the yields and the change in the yields, all that stuff. But from here, once you come close to this level, it's gonna fly up as a buy. So right now we have a small wave down, followed by a very strong run to the upside. Euro right now, what's gonna happen is we can see this coming here like this and avoid this one, and from here this is a buy. Okay, from here this is around 1.0015, this range you want to buy in the way up, you look at the MACD for our time frame, this is a buy, so you want to take only every buy, let it drop with the rate hike, then after it drops, then Mr. Powell's speech, just when start talking, give him 10-15 minutes and go buy the euro dollar, that's it. Pound dollar is going to be the same scenario. What's going to happen is going to drop to here, this level, and from here, guys, okay, we want to buy all the way here, about 200 bips trade. This is a very good. USD CAD here, what's going to, you can take this buy, okay, you can see still moving very strongly. Ooh, this buy can go all the way down to 1.350 here, okay, guys. So what you want to do is you want to keep buying this one here, and later on, possibly from 1.31 here, this level, we can actually sell it later, but you can take this buy and you can take this sell. I think both of them are going to be good. Euro Australian. So what we expect here, this to continue going up, possibly it tests this level here from the rate hike at the beginning. It did shoot up, then with the speech it did drop down. So what we expect is this to continue up, maybe to 1.5 level. And from here, this is going to be a very good sell, okay? So if you want to take this buy, you can take it, then take this sell. I think the two are going to be very good. Here in New Zealand, the same scenario. So what we expect this to continue up to this level right here. And from here, this is going to come back down, okay, guys? So this is the scenario for Euro. Pound Australian, the same scenario right here. We do expect the Australian to be a little bit weak and pound a little bit weak. So basically, wait, this may go up here, okay? And from here, 1.74 or something, then we can sell it. This is need to go a little bit further up to 1.74 or a little bit more. Then later on is gonna, be a sell. Avoid this buy for now. Wait to take this sell later on when the stocks start going up and the Australian index is actually rising. Pound Canadian, so it did, bounce from this level right here. What you expect is just more correction down, then rally up here next week. Okay, guys, and from here later on, this, maybe coming down here. But after that, it's gonna continue again. Okay, so pound Canadian, I think is gonna bounce for the long term. So basically, you want to take this come and sell possibly, okay, but focus on the buy for the long term. Pound Canadian is a buy. And that was it, guys, for the week. Please, if you want to join APCO trading system, you can download it from fxmarketstrategy.com. Thank you and have a wonderful day.